What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Nier Automata with me, Sinister Pixel. Not doing live commentary this time, because everything broke. If you can't tell, Bandicam decided it was going to just reset all of my preferences to the default. So there is a cursor on screen currently, which I notice in a second. And I notice. Yeah, it also didn't pick up an hour's worth of commentary, so I got to lose an hour's worth of commentary, which I'm not best pleased about, if I'm being completely honest.
Thanks or whatever.
So we're starting off here talking to Jackass and the shopkeeper. I just decided I'd see what they say. But basically what this is going to be is this episode, episode 8 and episode 9 are going to all be done post-commentary. I'm currently watching the playback through my video editor, so it's kind of low quality as well. So I can't really read the text on screen. The reason I'm watching it through the video editor is because so I know where to basically cut my audio, because I'm not sitting through and doing an hour's worth of commentary, because I figured I'm kind of annoyed enough that I'm happy to just do it in 20-minute chunks. And also, I've got to make my dinner soon because I haven't eaten yet. So right there, I just decided I'm just going to go back to the resistance camp, and I'm quite upset that I did lose my commentary because there was some interesting stuff that happened this episode. One thing I noticed in the last recording session when I was fighting the human-like thing without genitals. Oh, by the way, I forget how to play for like the first 10 minutes of this video, so yeah, get ready for that. One thing I end up noticing is that like in the last episodes, when I was fighting the android thing, it didn't attack me until I attacked it, which was curious to say the least. And I was questioning sort of around here, what would have happened if I hadn't have attacked it? So I noticed it in post as well, I double checked. I didn't bring it up, and I decided I wasn't going to like reset to find out, because I didn't want like the continuity of the series to be broken up at all. Like, that's rich coming from the guy who's doing post commentary right now. But yeah, I'm not going to really go back and try that again unless I'm doing a subsequent playthrough. But for what it's worth, I do experiment a little bit in this recording session. So right here, I'm just looking for the entrance to the resistance camp, and I'm having a bit of trouble, you know, with the invisible walls. They give me a little bit of trubs. As I'm seeing if there's like, oh, can I go through here? No, because apparently despite 2B being like the most slender person in the world, she is too fat to get through that small building. Some hostiles here, so I just go ahead and fight them, and I'm starting to remember how to fight a little bit. You notice I get my dodges a little bit better. I'm fighting quite slow though. 9S completely trashed that bot behind me. And to this day I still have no idea what blew up to my left over there. But I just grab a few bits and pieces, and I decided to, do I repair or retrieve this guy? I retrieve him. And yeah, I just kind of go about my way. I thought I ignored this guy, but you know me, I'm like really trigger happy. I just like swiping my sword in the air where there is nothing of interest. He explodes, and I decide I'm gonna go walkies. I'm gonna see what's happening over at Les Resistance, because the Les Resistance lives on. So after like 5 minutes of mulling about, I finally find out where the resistance camp is, because I always forget. And I still haven't figured out what that start fishing prompt is yet. I still don't know how I fish. But I get an item there, which I'm sure you know in the game I like said, oh yeah, I got this item, oh that's so sick, that's awesome, but Bandicam is a little bitch, so it doesn't happen. These are gonna be like the worst episodes in the series, which is unfortunate because I originally thought these were the best episodes in the series. So I get a little tidbit about subquests there, and I'm like, haven't those already been introduced? So I just kind of wander. I go to this save point because I decide, despite the fact that I started this recording session 5 minutes ago, I'm gonna save. And I'm thinking, what am I supposed to do here? And then I realise, like an idiot, there's a big red dot on my map. So I make a joke about, I make another jackass joke. I remember that. I made another jackass joke. And I found out we have our own bedroom complete with its own automatic door. Which is very nice. And I kind of go, oh, shiny, and I pick it up, because despite them giving us our own room, the other guy giving us like a stack of cash, I still need to steal and pillage things from these villagers, so I decide I'm going to do that. Right here I'm just looking to see if there's anything. I didn't really see anything that I was too interested in. I was thinking maybe I'll buy some health up items, but I decided not to. And I saw a shiny and I went to see if I could mod myself here. And this is where I found out, I actually figured out how the modifying system works. So I have a look at some of these effects, see if there's anything I like. But then ultimately decide it's not one of the abilities I'm going to go for. So the way I've found out it works is essentially, it's like building a PC. There's only so many things you can install on a motherboard. There's only so many hard drive slots, so many RAM slots, one CPU slot on most motherboards. So I just decide, instead of like buying a bunch of shit, I'm just going to get more slots. I'm going to download more RAM. And look at my programs, but I looked at the wrong thing, and I was like, hang on a sec, I need this. So, I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. Obviously, you know how slow my commentary is when I'm not doing post-commentary. But essentially, I have a look at what chips I've got. I decide to do a little bit of a demonstration, like, oh hey, this is how I can use, I think it's weapon attack up I go for in the end. Any second now. Come on past me, you can do it. I believe in you. I know you do it. So I'm kind of like, look, basically, it was grey bits I can fit in. And so I just slot it in. Not there. I don't know what I was doing there. I slot it in right there, and I'm like, yeah, look at that. It's like, nice. It fits snug as a bug in a rug. Who is a thug? And look at the support things as well, and I realised that the reason I wasn't auto-healing is because that came off. I decided to put it back on. I might take it off again later, because it's not too inconvenient for me to go into the menu and just heal. It just breaks up the pacing a little bit. But it's just kind of useful to have. So I decided to put it on for now. Plus, I am assuming we are way off everything we're going to need in terms of mods. I have a look at some of the other defensive skills, decide nothing I'm too interested in there. I have a look at some melee defense, but I don't ultimately go for anything out of here, I don't think. And then I'm just kind of like, yeah, I'm just talking about it. Can't remember what I was saying, it'd be very convenient if I could. But I just pull out of there after I've done the optimize as well, and I decide I'm going to have a little wander around the village. And this isn't me scrolling quickly, by the way. He genuinely talks that fast. The text was always scrolling, so I decided to check out the room, and it's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's got 2 beds, all that good stuff. Speaking of beds, I could really use mine relatively soon. I've been exhausted the last few days. I was going to record Nier yesterday, but I only managed to get the energy to today. So I'm just kind of like looking around the room. I notice there's a bed there. There's a bed over here. But before going to sleep, you need to do your midnight loot. And here's what I'm trying to decide which bed I am. I ultimately decide that since I can't close the door, you see me inside going to the doorway. Yeah, there we go. I just look at which bed is not visible from the doorway, and I decide the bed on the right is the one I should be sleeping in. Because obviously 2B is female. So I decide I'm going to like take a nap here. I go sleep down. 9S is just making sure I go to sleep okay. He's just kind of staring at me a little bit. Asked me if I want to save. I've just quick saved, but of course I'm going to save again. And 9S is still staring at me when I wake up. So he's a bit of a freak, really. I gotta say, I don't really like 9S that much. So I'm just kind of looking around like, oh, what is there to do in this village? Blah, blah, blah. And I discover, any second now, I discover, where is it? Well, I discover this item first. I can't remember what it is. I think it's a small recovery. I don't know because it all looks really bit crushed me. So I have a look at my map. I'm like, is there anything on my map I can do? And I noticed there is a quest marker. Side quest mark off to the side. So I'm just like, oh, whatever. Since I don't know immediately what to do, I'm going to have a look, see if I can get that side quest marker. After spinning the world around at the speed of light. And I like put a little mark on there. Just so it appears my map. And I'm kind of off then. I noticed there is this whole part of the resistance camp I never fucking saw. So I just kind of have a little wander around it. There's not a lot for us to do here. So I just go and loot and pillage it for all it's worth. As you do. 9S doing some really fast ass walk there. I realise I can't go in there, so I'm just like, whatever. So I just go back. And here's the cool bit. I freaked out about it. Look at 9S! He just like freaked out a little bit, and like I even addressed him. Look at that. Faced him like, you're weird. As 9S is a weirdo. Here's that kid who wasn't really popular in school, and he got put in the same group as the popular girl for a school project, and tried desperately to befriend her because he secretly has the biggest crush on her. I don't really think it's much of a secret. So I'm like, okay, let's head out. Let's just explore a little bit. Then I'm like, okay, here's what I have to do.
This is 9S. Go ahead.
I have an incoming message for 2B and 9S from the commander. Initiating playback. 2B, 9S. We've lost contact with several Yorha units that were on their way to the surface. Their black boxes are online, so we presume they're still alive. We've tracked the location of their signals, so I need all Yorha units on the surface to head over and investigate. End transmission.
And yeah, that's what we have to do.
Target location confirmed. I'm worried about the other androids.
So I'm just kind of like, okay, screw the side quests. Let's go for it. And I do mention as well, if there are any side quests, I'm not going to do a 100% run. Like, no way, this is a blind run, not a 100% run. So if there are any side quests you kind of want me to do, or you think I should do that are worth my time, do let me know in the comments, like, kind of nearer the time when I'm near them. No spoilers, obviously. Obviously, I guess it doesn't really matter for a series that there's not many viewers on, but so far I've managed to avoid a lot of spoilers. So I just decided I'm going to go for a run. I'm going to kill some more machines. And I'm kind of like, oh, which way do I go? I grab a shiny and I'm like, oh, there's a thing over here. But I noticed on the minimap there's a big hole in the way, and sure enough, there's a manhole next to a dead end.
Cut off. Maybe we can get through from underground.
So we're going to be doing the traditional sewer level. And, okay, anyone who's played this game before,
So
This place
TJ,
is tiny.
Those machines out in the desert look just
This
like
place
androids,
is
right?
fucking tiny.
But we androids
And
were
I
modeled
still
after our
somehow
human
managed to get
creators.
lost in it.
So why would machines try to look like us?
There's no point trying to work out unsolvable problems.
I suppose.
But yeah, no, I get lost in here. I'm like, hang on a second, which way am I going here? Because I see the marker, which is all the way back there. So I'm like, hey, maybe I go this way. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like making splashes because I'm a child. Then I realize, wait, that's the dead end I just came from. And I thought I could get through this manhole, but again, Nier, you know how it loves its invisible walls. So that ain't happening. So I decided I'm just going to hug the left wall. I literally said it here, I'm going to hug the left wall. I hug the left wall, and I immediately solve the maze. So that's the most challenging part of the game out of the way. It's going to be easy pickings from here on out, I know, because I've played an hour of this game now. And it was definitely not difficult at all. I definitely did not forget to use my, like, pod weapon or whatever it is, the little floaty assistant thing. I definitely did not forget to use that against the boss, which I faced a little bit later. And spoiler alert, there is a boss. And then I kind of arrive here at Disneyland, and I'm a bit like, this game is Disneyland in it? And yes it does. And this is the bit where it kind of hits me that these robots, these machines, are definitely not invaders, because we're here at Disneyland, and it is Disneyland. I don't care what you say, it's Disneyland. And if I hear anyone arguing about that, I'm going to ban them from the comments section. There are themed robots, and
Wow, this is weird.
like, it's not like exactly a it's not just a coincidence. So they didn't style themselves after this place, because obviously there's a big robot statue. So this is a robot amusement park. So I'm just kind of like going through killing everything. I kill the small guys first, which I probably should have gone for the bigger guys. But these things pack a little bit of a punch. So I just kind of go a little bit hog wild on them. And eventually they go down, and this is when I realize my auto recovery is working again. And yeah, just kill this dude. Last guy standing in our way. And the guy's dead. So I'm kind of like, Jesus Christ, this is crazy. And yeah, basic robot slaughter. And I'm right now, my mind is actually getting blown right now. I'm really upset you can't hear it, because my mind is genuinely going fucking insane right now. So I was like, hang on a second, these guys aren't attacking me either. Not until I've attacked them at the very least. But that's kind of where we leave it off here. I'm about to comment on the statue in a second, so I think that's going to be a good place to cut it. But no, that's where I'm going to leave it off. So next time on Nier, the pre-recorded adventures, we're going to go further into Disneyland. See you guys then.